Good evening and welcome. I'm Teddy, and you are listening to Night Talk. So go ahead and grab a beverage and join me for a short bedtime story. So last night it was part two and three of The Secret Fortune. Well, tonight we are going to get into a little bit more of this suspense. I think that's what it is turning out to be. And that's why I played the music that I did as an introduction. Just build maybe a little bit of suspense. Shout out to all of you who have joined me tonight and my moderators. All right. So let's see if we can do this. Let me know if the sound is good, always. Uh, don't want the background music to drown us. Thank you. But I don't really hear it. So let's go back a little bit into part three. It was Elise, and her decision was whether or not to open the door. Though she hesitated, she did. Also, recall this man. He reached into his coat pocket and he pulled out a folded piece of paper. He handed it to her without a word, and in it was a photograph, an old one, grainy and faded. Her breath caught after she said, "Jonathan." He was supposed to be gone, dead. She forced her voice to stay calm. I don't understand. The man tilted his head slightly, studying her. Yes, you do. Elise clenched the paper tighter. What do you want? He smiled, a slow, knowing smile. I want what belongs to me. The walls seemed to close in around her. The money, the sudden fortune, the unanswered questions. Jonathan wasn't the only one keeping secrets, and now it was time to face the truth. Part 4. Elise barely slept. Every creak of the old house set her nerves on edge. The letter she had found in the attic still lay on the bedside table. The inked words burned into her mind. The fortune is hidden where the past meets the present, but beware. Secrets buried too long have a way of surfacing. The attic, the letter, the fortune, and now the unexpected knock at her door at midnight. She hesitated, her hand hovering over the doorknob. Who would come at this hour? Peering through the peephole, she saw a tall man in a dark coat, his face partly obscured by shadows. Her heart pounded. Elise Parker, the man's voice was deep and calm. I know what you're looking for. She swallowed hard. Who are you? He reached into his coat, slowly, deliberately, then held up something small. It was an old key, tarnished with age. Your grandfather didn't tell you everything, he said, but I can. Elise hesitated, then unlatched the door. If she wanted answers, she had no choice but to listen. Part 5. The man introduced himself as Victor Langley, a name Elise didn't recognize. He claimed to have worked for her grandfather before his disappearance. Your grandfather entrusted me with this, he said, handing Elise a folded piece of parchment. He knew you'd come looking one day. Elise carefully unfolded it. It was a hand-drawn map, faded with time. At the center was a sketch of her family estate, but beneath it, something strange, another structure buried beneath the house. A hidden cellar, Elise whispered. Victor nodded. Your grandfather built it himself. It's where the real fortune is kept, but his expression darkened. You're not the only one searching for it. A cold chill ran down Elise's spine. Who else is looking? Victor hesitated before answering. The people who made your grandfather disappear. Elise's pulse quickened. This wasn't just about money, it was about a dangerous truth, one that someone was willing to kill for. She clenched the map in her hands. If she wanted to uncover the secret fortune, she had to move fast before someone else found it first. Now I know you're probably wondering, now that we have just a little more information, why would someone want to make her grandfather disappear? Now, I know I have parts 4 and 5 I've read. It's short, but I almost want to continue reading. What do you think? You can email me right now at unwindwithteddy at gmail.com. Give me a moment. I'll let you think about it. So, I will continue with part 6. Elise wasted no time. With the map clutched in her hands, she and Victor made their way to the study where the hidden cellar was supposedly located. This house was built with more than just wood and nails, Victor murmured. Your grandfather designed it to protect what's underneath. Elise traced her fingers along the old oak floorboards, glancing at the markings on the map. There, a slight indentation near the fireplace. She knelt, prying up a loose board, and gasped. A rusty iron ring protruded from the floor, a hidden latch. "Help me," she whispered. Victor nodded, and together they heaved the heavy wood panel open. The scent of the damp earth and aged stones filled the air. A narrow staircase spiraled downward into darkness. Elise's hands trembled as she held up her flashlight. This is it? But just as she was about to step inside, the front door slammed open upstairs. "Elise!" a voice shouted. Someone else had arrived, and they weren't alone. Ooh, I'm reading over part 7. It's getting quite interesting. So, turn it down. Are you enjoying the short bedtime story, The Secret Fortune? Let me know when we wrap things up. Give me a thumbs up. Uh, yeah, bedtime story. Short, brief. Thank you. I've got a lot of work to do tomorrow. I do. And maybe over the weekend we can have mocha. Okay. Yeah. I think there's only one more day of noise upstairs. Yeah. So Elise and Victor, mhm, they decided, you know, to pull up the floorboard, the latch. And wouldn't you know, it would be a staircase that spiraled down into darkness. And just about the time she was going to step inside, the front door slammed open. Who do you think had arrived? Well, perhaps we can find out tomorrow night. Let me read some of your comments and then I'm going to say good night. Oh, also, Prayers out to the families who lost their loved ones today in that awful tragedy, in that plane crash, along with that helicopter, Black Hawk. I don't know if you watched any of the news conference. I listened to oh, quite a bit of it. I listened. You yeah, so sad. And there were a number of skaters, people who, even a couple that was married, who had won for couples world uh, championship. That was back in, was it 19? Was it 1994? I can't remember the date, but they were here. You know, they had moved from Russia, and they were instructors. Yeah. And, what a loss. What a tragedy. Something went wrong, for sure. Something went wrong. And hopefully the NTSB and other investigators will, find the black boxes and figure out what happened. Just tragic. Anything else before I say good night? Ending a little bit earlier. How about that? It's 9:38. Um, Join me sometime tomorrow. But that's it for me tonight. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Teddy. Good night.